I'm here with Hanbin after a rather close match against the Los Angeles Gladiators that went down to the wire. How did that matchup play in your mind?
일단은 처음에 한 게 너무 아쉬워서 그냥 이거는 분해서라도 어떻게든 이겨야겠다. 이악 물고 해가지고 역습해가지고 기분이 너무 좋아요 지금.
So because of how badly we played in the very beginning, I was quite angry and I just really wanted to take it out, and I'm really happy that we were able to make it up at the very end.
Sweet. Now, you guys went down 2-0 and then got out of the break, seemingly with a spring in your step. Was that something that the coaches did, or did you as a team decide that you really wanted to bring it back? What went on during the break?
반반인 것 같아요. 그 코치님들이 1세트 끝나고 어떻게 했으면 더 좋았겠다 피드백도 받고 우리끼리도 어떻게 하자라고 이런 반반인 것 같아요. 그냥 뭐 코치님들 때문에 뭐 이겼다 아니면 선수 때문에 이겼다 이런 건 아니고 그냥 둘 다 도움 되고 그냥 반반인 것 같아요.
네. So I think it's really half and half. So we did get proper feedback from our coaching staff, even after map 1 and then after the second map as well. And I think the players were also trying to discuss among themselves that we have to do this, maybe try a different thing. And I don't really want to say that it was like a coaching staff helping out alone or just the players deciding on their own, but it's just a little bit of both that really helped in the end.
For sure. Now, your strategical choices were interesting, considering that a lot of the top teams don't actually play that much Zarya in comparison to you guys. How was that decided?
그냥 어쩌다가 동부 얘기를 들었는데 자리아를 쓴다는 얘기를 저희가 처음에 들었었는데 그러면은 제가 그래서 동부에 이제 어느 팀들하고 친하니까 뭐 대충 얘기를 들었어요. 자기는 자리아 쓴다 이런 식으로. 그래서 자리아 좋으면 우리도 한번 써볼까 해서 스크림 때 한번 써봤는데 괜찮은 거예요. 성능이 되게. 그래가지고 그냥 자리아 괜찮겠는데요 하고 팀들하고 얘기해가지고 자리아 쓰면 자리아 쓰고 지금 윈스턴 쓰면 윈스턴 쓰고 이런 식으로 된 것 같아요.
So at first I heard that the APAC teams were using Zarya, and I'm pretty close with some of the players over there. So I was just talking to them, and when I heard about it and I was told that Zarya is actually pretty good, we decided to try it out in scrims, and we saw an immediate effect. It was quite useful to use Zarya in certain maps. So we discussed thoroughly about it, and then we decided that Zarya was going to be the right pick on select maps. So we have some maps that we use Winston or Zarya. It's just one or the other usually.
Right. Now, you had a standout performance today. There was one particular play on Eichenwalde B, like very close to the doors, and you used grav there, and that play seemed very risky. Is that a play that you would always make? Did you feel like you could really win it, or do you think that was a gamble?
네, 저는 알고 있었어요. 왜냐면 상대방이 이제 궁이 없는 걸 저희 팀 모두가 알고 있었고, 제가 이제 가서 자탄만 어떻게 잘 묶으면은 이긴다고 확신하고 있었기 때문에 그냥 가서 자탄 쓴 것 같아요.
I actually knew that we would win because we also knew that the enemy did not have any ult. So I knew that the grab play would actually win us the map, and I did it, and we won.
Right. Now, we talked about your tank choices, and one interesting one that other teams, for instance, Houston, your direct opponents, have employed is to put their DPS player on Doomfist. Now, you had one of the best Doomfists probably in Overwatch history. Did you guys ever think about putting Sparkle on Doom?
실제로도 한번 스크림 때 영환이 둠피 쓴 적이 있었는데 스파클 둠피스 한번 쓴 적이 있었는데 뭐 영환이가 둠피 뭐 잘하는 건 저희도 알고 있고 하지만 그에 못지않게 저랑 의석이 형도 둠피스를 엄청 잘하기 때문에 그냥 굳이 영환이 안 시켜도 영환이랑 비슷한 거의 비슷하게 할 수 있기 때문에 굳이 안 시켰던 것 같아요 영환이한테는.
So yes, we did try Sparkle Doomfist in scrims, but and we also know how good he is at Doomfist. But I also believe that both Fearless and I are just as good of a Doomfist player as Sparkle. So I would say that we're almost on par, and that's probably why we didn't give him Doomfist duty.
For sure. Now, having seen some of the scrims in terms of, or having been reported how you specifically played Doomfist, I feel like that definitely is true. Do you think, generally speaking, having two top main tanks is a big advantage for you guys? Like, how are you going to share the tank duty going forward in the season?
유석이 형이랑 저 얘기하는 거죠.
그쵸, 네.
네. 네, 맞는 것 같아요. 왜냐하면은 저희가 이제 뭐 윈스턴이랑 둠피스트 뭐 메인 탱커 일단 의석이 형이 다 잘하기 때문에 그냥 의석이 형이 메인 탱커 쪽 맡아주고 아니면 저는 그냥 서브 탱커가 좋은 메타나 좋은 맵에서는 제가 그것만 담당하면 되기 때문에 되게 큰 장점인 것 같아요. 제가 굳이 뭐 윈스턴 좋다고 해서 막 제가 억지로 윈스턴 연습하지 않고 제가 잘하는 그냥 자리야 이런 거 더 연습해가지고 더 잘해지면은 남들보다 좋은 거니까 그게. 그래가지고 더 좋은 것 같아요. 전 두 명을 데리고 있다는 게 더.
Yes, so we have Fearless, who is a very good main tank, and he's very good with Winston or even Doomfist. And if there is ever a flex tank meta, then that's something that I can take over from there on. So I believe that it's a huge advantage for us to have that kind of flexibility. I won't ever force myself to practice Winston or anything like that. I can always just focus on what I am already good at so that I can be ahead of everyone else. So I believe that it's much better to have two of the best tank players in the team.
For sure. Now, you were one of the fortunate Overwatch teams that actually got to play in front of a crowd once again. Can you describe that experience last week?
일단은 팬들 이제 오랜만에 또 팬들 앞에서 경기하니까 되게 진짜 내가 이제 프로게이머 생활하고 있구나 다시 한번 실감됐고 뭐 그때 좋은 모습 보여주진 못했지만 또 기회가 되면은 더 열심히 해서 네, 또 해보고 싶어요. 되게 좋았던 경험인 것 같아요.
So yeah, it was a time that we could see our fans after such a long time, and every offline match is kind of like it's like a reality check. It really hits me that I'm actually a pro player. And although we didn't really give off a good performance, I really want to try harder and then give everyone that good experience. The offline match is always a good experience for us as well.
For sure. Did you guys go over it again and realize what the mistakes were you made against Houston?
일단은 저희가 이제 오랜만에 첫 경기였잖아요. 상대도 마찬가지긴 할 텐데 저희는 좀 그게 더 심해가지고 상대방이 홈이니까 자기들 이제 팬 앞에서 자 무조건 잘해야겠다 이런 상대가 이런 식으로 저희 마냥 템포 뭐 기세 이런 거 해가지고 약간 말로 설명할 수 없는 저희한테 무언의 압박이라 해야 되나? 저희한테 겁을 줘가지고 저희가 겁먹어가지고 조금 진짜 겁먹어가지고 게임 원래 하던 대로 안 됐던 것 같아요.
Yeah, so it was a first match, and on top of that, it was an offline match after a long time. And although it was the same as the opponent, it was the same experience that they had. It was their homestand in front of their fans, and I feel like they had this unexplainable momentum and tempo, which was it just came off as quite oppressive, and it kind of inflicted some sort of fear within us. And I feel like that's what ended up happening, and we just couldn't perform and do what we normally do, and that's probably why we lost.
Well, then it's fortunate that you guys are going to play the kickoff clash, of course, in front of your crowd. Is there a... Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, is there more pressure for you guys to perform in the upcoming matches and to really qualify also with a high seed?
일단은 뭐 저희는 일단 높은 시드는 노리고 있지 않고 그냥 저희가 하던 대로 최선을 다하자는 마인드고 저희는 그냥 댈러스 홈스탠드인데 댈러스가 없는 홈스탠드를 만들고 싶지 않아가지고 어떻게든 이기려고 하는 것 같아요. 높은 시드가 목적이 아니라 델러스 없는 홈스탠드만 만들지 말자. 약간 이런 식으로 마인드가 바뀐 것 같아요. 지금 저희는.
네. I don't think we necessarily really care about getting higher seeds. I just want us to do our best, and it just doesn't really make sense for there to be a Dallas homestand without Dallas. So we just want to make sure that we make it, and our mindset is let's just not create that scenario where Dallas isn't at their own homestand.
For sure. Then we wish you the best of luck in preparing for that, and thank you for the interview.
Thank
행운을 빌어요. 그리고
네,
감사합니다.
땡큐.
Thank you.
Thank you.
땡큐.